Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, well, I'm here to talk about the Pokemon Sword and Shield. Well, the game itself and a little bit of I guess controversy around it because I feel like people who didn't read the stuff yet or aren't really, I guess, aware of it, might have just started playing the game and not really had too many complaints. But I think now with people searching about the game and seeing like weird review scores and then picking up the game around this time, they might feel some apprehension. I haven't played Pokemon for a long time. For man, just Red and Blue, so the original ones. So I think because of that and the fact that even though I take the game seriously, I don't like travel the world to compete or do anything like that. I'm not a supreme expert at the game, but I know enough and I've played enough, I think, to give a good opinion or a good, I guess, account of what somebody else should expect, right? At least a tempered expectation of for any game. I think the main problem with this game is, well, for people, the main problem with this game is that they expected something different. They wanted something different, right? They wanted it to look better graphically. They wanted it to have all the Pokemon that have ever been created to be in the game. They wanted, I mean, I don't know what else, but those are, those are the two main things that I'm hearing that people are complaining about: the national dex issue and graphics issues, right? Oh, and also there's people saying that it's too easy. That's another thing. And I think that is expectation and a little bit of, I don't know, gatekeeping, kind of elitism. I don't know. Well, let me try to explain. Alright? So, firstly, with the graphics in the game to me are really good. Right? People say it looks kind of like a DS game or a 3DS game, whatever. I can see how you can say that because it's the same graphical style. But to me, when I was looking at videos of it before I actually got the game, I could have leaned more towards that. When I actually started playing the game and seeing it on the screen and moving around, oh, the game was good. Like, could the DS or 3DS have done a version of this? Yeah, for sure. But it looks way better than that. So to say that is like you're just really trying to insult the game, which is whatever, right? The graphics thing to me is like a non-issue because even if it had amazing like graphics from, I don't know, some kind of 3D polygonal fantasy amazement, and the gameplay was bad or whatever it is, or it didn't work out properly, it wouldn't be a good game. So that's the thing. So the graphics are, for me, more than acceptable, right? That's the first thing. As far as the Pokemon in the game, like I'm only right now like about 6 or 7 hours into the game, which I think is enough time to be able to talk about this. I want to make sure I played the game for at least a couple hours before I did a video like this, right? Because I didn't know how my perception might change after I played the game. Yeah, I can understand why people who like the end game content would want more, because you want more of something you like, right? You like Pokemon, you want more Pokemon in the game. That makes sense. But to come after the company and say like, well, they're not doing enough or they this and they that, it doesn't really make sense to me because this is where you have to temper expectations. When we first started playing Pokemon, there were 151 maybe, 150 Pokemon officially in the game, right? And then every, installation of Pokemon, it kind of went up a bit, went up. At some point, there's going to be thousands of Pokemon in the game. We can't expect them to put every single Pokemon in every single game, right? At some point, somebody is going to get left behind. And I think right now we're reaching that point. We're in a whole new area, a whole new region, and they left some out. Now, as a player of the game, like a person who wants to consume, Pokemon, data and gaming, I would love for it to be more. But it doesn't break the game for me to have less people. Pokemon are people too. Less Pokemon in the game. Like if it was only like 100 Pokemon in the whole game, I'd be like, okay, it's weird. But it's a lot more, right? I mean, there's enough for me to play see new Pokemon, think the new designs are cool, and then play the game and continue playing. I mean, I'm really excited right now. I'm like I said, about 6 or 7 hours into the game, and I'm having a great time in the game. Like, there's new stuff. The whole wild area thing is pretty awesome. Like, just walking around and seeing Pokemon. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and you know, he's been talking about for a long time, just wanting to play Pokemon and see like all the Pokemon running around, kind of like how you do in Monster Hunter World. Like just that almost a Pokemon MMO feel. That's what I kind of thought about when I saw the wild area and saw everything happening. So I mentioned that just to say, hey, there's a lot of things happening in the game. A lot of stuff happening in the background, maybe processing, who knows what's going on. But that, I'm sure, is part of the reason why they might have left out certain things. But yeah, I'm not here to make excuses for them. I'm just saying that the lack of a national Pokedex doesn't break the game for me. And the last thing, the elitism and the gatekeeping. I don't want to like attack people who love the game, because some people love the game a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that. And anything you love, you're gonna defend, right? Okay, that makes perfect sense. But here's the thing: you can't get mad at the game for not being as hard as it was when you were growing up or when you played it. Of course, we all want to be rewarded for like our time spent. So we all spent like, not all of us, but a lot of people, like me, have been playing a game for a long time, and you want to feel like all your experience pays off. Like, you can pull things off that new players wouldn't be able to, just because, like, you have all these experiences, you have all these things you've learned, But at this point, because it's been so many years, everything you do takes time for you to learn. And, it's been so many games, so many new systems and functions. It would take a normal person a long time to figure out all this stuff, but to learn all these things if it wasn't in the game. If they had to go back to like a book, a strategy guide, the internet to figure this stuff out. Like, if this game came out, like, let's say somehow it would have been amazing by those standards, but in like 98, like if this game would have come out in 1998 with no explanation for the types and the systems and this and that, there's no way that we would have gotten good enough at the game to finish it and keep playing it the way that we did with the original Red and Blue. It's just too many systems. Back in the day, in the original strategy guide, when you flip through it, it had the fire, it had grass, and it had water, and it had the little circle to show you what beat what, and that was your basic understanding of the rock paper scissors mentality or system that's kind of driving the whole game. And that makes sense. But now we have fire, water, grass, ice, steel, fairy, dark. We have all these different systems, all these different types of Pokemon. Like, you want a kid that just learned how to read to memorize like 14 different attack types and what beats what and this and that and the same type of attack bonuses and blah blah blah, blah. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to ask. So I don't have a problem with them saying effective on the screen and letting you know what beats what. That to me is fine, because even me, I like the game a lot, but I play a lot of video games. I play a lot of JRPGs that have a lot of systems. Sometimes I'm playing like 4 or 5 games at once, and only because I play Pokemon for so many years and I have so much Pokemon experience that like I'm able to jump back in so easily. I can easily see someone getting flustered or getting confused by the whole thing. So that's another part of it. I think that some people who are mad that the game is not difficult enough just want the game to be difficult so they can feel validated for their time spent, which is not a bad thing. I can understand, but don't then go out and put like hate on the game to make it seem like it's not a good game, because that's ridiculous. Like, before I got the game, I got the game the day it came out, but I saw reviews and I saw like what do you call it? Comments. I saw reviews and comments. Be sure to comment down below. I saw reviews and comments like saying things that made me think like, man, is this game gonna be bad? I don't think it's gonna be bad. I'm pretty sure it's not, because it looks good, but so many people are saying that something's wrong with it. Let me see. That's why I wanted to make sure I got a good couple hours in before I made this video, even though I saw other we call it like reviews and things about the game. I wanted to make sure that my experience would drive what I'm saying. So from what I've experienced so far, just say, because I can go on about this for forever and ever, But from what I've experienced so far, I'm enjoying this game. I'm enjoying the game. I've enjoyed it so far. It's a fun game. It's a Pokemon game, which is not to say like you get what you want, man. It's Pokemon. It's to say it's a Pokemon game. It is what you expect it to be, right? It's better, and it has more things than previous games, right? Yeah, it doesn't have this end game content, right? But I'm pretty sure the game is still like 30, 40 hours, and you can do a lot more if you're collecting every Pokemon and doing all the other side things, and and you're gonna have fun. No one that likes Pokemon should avoid this game. You know what I mean? It's not like other games, like where you love the series and then all of a sudden this one, weird game comes out that's supposed to be the next step in the series, but it's really really bad or has some kind of issues or whatever it is. And not to call this game out, but like Mass Effect, like I remember playing that drama and then being like, oh man, like I didn't hate it, but it didn't grip me the same way. Like nothing about this game is gonna make you feel like you shouldn't have bought this game, or like you kind of wasted your money or you're wasting your time playing it. At least not to me so far, because I've not. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just trying to be like gun ho about like, yeah, I gotta make sure that I like this game because everybody else doesn't like it. Let me tell you something. If I'd have played this game and the game would have been boring, it'd have been anything I didn't like, this would be a whole different video. I mean, I probably wouldn't even have made the video because there would be no need. Like, I would have felt as though the truth had been represented. So what's the point of making a video? But I'm seeing too much negativity towards the game, and I am a Pokemon fanboy, and so I'm not, not gonna act like I'm not. I could reach over and grab some. I got like 2 Pokemon plushes right there. But I'm gonna say like it's definitely being exaggerated. It's more to me people wanting to get the game that they imagined the first console Pokemon would be, and also people wanting to feel as though they're elite, like they are able to name all the ways of getting the EVs and IVs. They're able to predict this and all kinds of things in the game, and they want to keep that big gap between the elite player and the newcomer. And now with all these things like even with the experience share, now you have it where pretty much when you play in the game, you get experience points for your entire party. You don't have to wait to get experience share, which was an item that made it so that all Pokemon would get experience points throughout the battle. Now it just happens naturally. That's going to let you level up your other Pokemon a lot faster. Now, some people might not like that because they'll be like, well, it's making the game too easy. But yeah, it's making the game easier, but that's not a bad thing. Now you can focus on other parts of the game that are more difficult and become even more experienced and more elite in other parts. Like it's just making some parts, making the initial step into the game a lot easier. And that's what it really is, because everybody doesn't have the time to level up, the Pokemon, every single one individually. And I used to do it, so it's not like I'm any stranger to it. I did enjoy doing it, but there's so many little things in this game, and that's something that I think that a lot of people who play Pokemon before like will really enjoy. Like you're gonna see so many things, especially if you haven't played in a while. Like you're gonna see so many things that are little, user interface fixes and just quality of life, things that you're like, yeah, this is. I used to complain about this way back in the day. I'm so glad they fixed this or they added this thing to make the game a little less tedious. Because you don't want the game to be tedious. Being grinding and fighting Pokemon and walking back and forth in a tall grass to gain levels. Like, man, I was doing that in school. It's like playing the game like this, looking up at the teacher and just walking back and forth and with the Game Boy and pressing the A button because my Pokemon was so strong, they were going to destroy everything. Like, that was a given, Like, I can understand how someone can miss those days and whatever. But now, there's kids playing the game that have to learn too much. There's older people who used to be kids playing the game before. They don't have the time. Now they have kids and they have a full-time job. They can't level everything up and enjoy the game the way they want to. I can understand making these changes. Anyway, again, I can go on forever about this. So I'm just gonna stop it by saying, hey, if you like Pokemon, get the game. Right? Is there anything that's about this game that's gonna change your mind? If you didn't like Pokemon before, Yes, there could be. There's some tedious things that were in Pokemon before that they've fixed. I would say fixed, that have made the game a lot more accessible and made it a little bit more fun to play. If you enjoy fighting Pokemon and leveling and doing all that stuff like that, that's in the game as it's always been. So there's no reason to avoid it or to feel like this is like the one that is the bad one. Don't worry about reviews right now because people are like attacking the reviews and doing all kinds of weird stuff. So if you like Pokemon, get the game. You'll enjoy it. The Pokemon community, is always like pretty positive and pretty cool. Every time I've interacted with them, in person or even online for the most part. So I think you should get the game and enjoy it. All right. Well, that's it. Thanks for stopping by. Please be sure to like and comment and all these things. And that's it. Dragon up and dragon out.